Welcome to the Circle of Cricket Fans Hangout, episode number 16. We are towards the end of the doubleheader, guys, and what a game we had! It was not a game for the people who are looking for tight finishes, but it was a game for Chennai Super Kings lovers, the fans of Chennai Super Kings. I think Watson and Faf have put a big smile on CSK fans because they have crushed Punjab by 10 wickets. It's the biggest victory in terms of the chases and the highest partnership which they had between Faf and Watson. So to talk about that game and the unfortunate first game, which I was watching and hoping for the best, but ended up on a losing side, the Hyderabad team. There are two games, and we are going to talk about that. And to talk about that, we have our in-house experts, Sunny and Keshav, with us. Keshav is all smiles as you expect because he is a huge Chennai Super Kings fan, and finally CSK has given him something to smile about. So Keshav, I will go to you first. What are your feelings after tonight's game?
My feelings are indescribable because I can't really tell you in words how I feel. I'll probably have to express a bit of my emotions by probably singing today. So if you allow me, I'll express what exactly I am feeling for this CSK win. Okay? Are you
All
ready?
yours. All yours, buddy. Go for it.
Can you hear the piano? Okay. तो ये गाना सीएसके के फैंस के पर्सपेक्टिव से जब हम निकले तो आंधी आती है सांसें अपनी हवा बन जाती हैं रोकोगे कैसे अब रुकेंगे नहीं दास्तां अपनी दिल से दिल मिलाती है तेरी आंखों में है ऐसा प्यार हमने बाजी ली मार मेला लूट लिया रात भर डांस किया खेल खेल में एक जीवन है जिया मैदान मार लिया जब तूने प्यार दिया दिल जो चाहे है वो है किया मेला लूट लिया रात भर डांस किया खेल खेल में एक जीवन है जिया मैदान मार लिया जब तूने प्यार दिया दिल जो चाहे है वो है किया और ये गाना इमाम के लिए अगला पार्ट कभी कोई जीता कभी कोई हारता जिंदगी का यही तो खेल है दिल बढ़ा कर दिलों को जीत जा सोचोगे तो यही दिलों का मेल है दुनिया में आया है तो कुछ करके जा के लोग कहें तूने यहाँ मेला लूट लिया रात भर डांस किया खेल खेल में एक जीवन है जिया मैदान मार लिया जब तूने प्यार दिया दिल जो चाहे है वो है किया जब हम निकले तो आंधी आती है सांसें अपनी हवा बन जाती है रोकोगे कैसे अब रुकेंगे नहीं दास्तां अपनी दिल से दिल मिलाती है तेरी आंखों में है ऐसा प्यार हमने बाजी ली मार मेला लूट लिया रात भर डांस किया
Absolutely fantastic, man, Keshav. There has always been question marks about CSK's performance. There have never been question marks about your talent, though. So thank you so much. That was wonderful. Guys, if you can see the people who have tuned in, how happy Keshav is tonight. And yes, he has all the reasons to be. So, Sunny, coming to you, first point which we want to discuss tonight. Finally, CSK won their fourth game after losing the 3 on the trot. The first time, that's why I predicted, me and Keshav predicted that tonight CSK is really good, but it did not look like that after the first half. Your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, Imam Bhai, there has been a big question as far as KXIP's bowling is concerned, because they were looking completely off target today. And the way Watson and Faf made it look like, I think it can't be described any better. The way they both batted against that bowling lineup, and the way, Jordan was also looking a bit low on confidence. And the reason for that, I think, because he has not played consistently. If he would have played 4 matches consistently, then I think, it would have been a different case. But hats off to Watto and Faf for the brilliant run chase.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think the credit which needs to go to Watson Keshav is the guy did not look like he's the same cricketer who hasn't been scoring any runs. When he came out to bat, he did got beat in a couple of deliveries. Shami bowled a couple of beautiful balls to him. So did Portal. But never he looked out of sorts. He played like the old Watson, which we know how he can play. Your thoughts on his batting tonight?
Look, this next question I'm not going to answer through a song, so I'll get back to normalcy and get back to some words now.
Sure.
So, see, Watson, yeah, he's really an enigma. Like, today before the match, we were talking, and you were so surprised that how come they have selected Watson again, and you were not expecting that. But I told you that I am not surprised, because going by the history of CSK with its players, and how they treat them. This is just a testament of showing Watson that they have ultimate faith in him, that he will come good, like what happened in 2018 IPL, 2019 IPL. He didn't get going from the word go in both those tournaments, and then as they kept giving him chances, he kept getting better and better. And the who can forget 2018 final, that century, especially Imam. I don't think you can ever forget that, because it came against SRH. So yeah, I mean, this rather than saying hats off to Watson, I think hats off to Fleming and co for keeping him on the field for 5 consecutive games now. 4 failures, and after that they still told him that we still feel you are our number one opener, and he repaid that faith in the best way possible.
Absolutely. I think yes, Keshav, it's a day for celebration. It's a night of celebration for CSK. I agree. But I think there's a lot to worry about in terms of the future games also, because if you look at the points table now, which we are going to present on screen, you would see that there are few changes which have been happening today after a couple of games. Chennai definitely have won the second game now, but if you see, they are still at a number 6 position and with a minus 0.34 net run rate, which is not that great. And in spite of the loss tonight, look at the net run rate of KXIP. That's why I still feel that Punjab still has a chance in this tournament, because they never let their net run rate go back. So compared to 3 or 4 teams in the table who are towards the upper half, their net run rate is better than them. So Kings 11 Punjab, but eventually they have to win few games as well. It's not going to be just net run rate. So I hope that they, get some victories. But just talking about tonight's game, guys, Sunny, again they did not play Mujib. I really fail to understand what is going wrong with Punjab's team management. They have somebody like an Andy Flower, who's an assistant coach, somebody like a Kumble, who's there, but in what capacity, I don't understand. Because if he's a director of cricket, then he should not be sitting there like Mike Hassan does. They should be sitting and doing talent scouting rather than being there. But that's a different conversation altogether. My question to you, Sunny, is Muji not playing again tonight, and Jordan is getting to play as a birthday gift. What do you think about that team selection?
Well, to be honest, it's as I'm scratching my head, that's the thing. It's like, why they're not playing one of their best bowlers. Mujib has done really well for them last year, and he has been doing that consistently all around the globe, wherever he is played. So I think not including him is a trick which they missed. And also, not giving they are too much dependent on someone like Maxwell, who's doing nothing great for them. And I still know why they sent Maxwell so down the order. Even after getting a good start, they should have sent in one down. And coming to their bowling, they do have many problems. Only Shami has been doing great for them. Apart from Cottrell and Shami, Cottrell, we all know that he got smacked in that one over against Rajasthan. But apart from that, he has done good for them. But they need to look out for the other resources as well. They've got many resources, but they're not utilizing them properly, and that has been the case for them.
I want to highlight Ritvik's point here, which he's making on the group. He says that it's a high time for KXIP to pick Gale and Mujib in this lineup. So, a good point, Ritvik. I think definitely agree with Mujib's selection. But I still don't know how they'll bring in Gale because they seem to be in love with Maxwell because of his past achievements. Keshav, do you think that is the reason why they are still keeping faith in Maxwell? Because Maxwell, to me, uh, in fact, Puran did pretty well. He grabbed his chance and he did very well. But Maxwell seems to be in a place where he doesn't belong. Do you still think that he should be in this team?
Uh, See, now that Punjab has suffered four losses out of 5 games, I think now would be high time for them to make these sort of changes because uh, see, if at halfway you are still at the last two places, then it becomes really really difficult for a team to get back into a winning habit and qualify for the last four. Uh, Exceptions, yes, have happened in past, especially with Mumbai Indians. I remember them that 2014 season. I think they lost uh, 5 out of 6 games in the beginning, and so yeah. So I don't think a team like Punjab has that sort of depth in the squad that that they can make a miraculous comeback after losing all these games on a trot. So I think that this should be high time for them to think about these changes and make some big calls, make some hard calls because yes, Maxwell does come with a reputation and a price tag, but so does Chris Gale, and I think Chris Gale comes with a bigger reputation. देखो मैक्सवेल से तो ठीक है एज में उससे कम है लेकिन अभी मैक्सवेल से तो कुछ भी नहीं लग रहा ना अभी शॉट ना वो कुछ रन्स ऑफर कर रहा है तो जितने अगर ये कर रहा है उतने गेल भी कर देगा अगर सिर्फ फील्डिंग फील्डिंग के खिला रहे तो फिर गेल को आप वैसे ही फील्डिंग में बाहर बिठा दो इसको सब्स्टिट्यूट बुला लो मैक्सवेल को तो आई थिंक दे बाय नेक्स्ट गेम आई थिंक वी विल सी सम changes in the 11.
Okay, all right. I think fair enough. Definitely, I think the only reason why they might be not thinking of bringing a game, Keshav and Sunny is because their opening partnership is doing so well for them. They don't want to disturb it, and there's no way where this game can play anywhere apart from the opening slot. So I think that's the confusion they have right now. They don't want to, disturb the opening competition. But at the same time, if you're not getting results, it's good to make a change. Maybe bring in Gale, open with Rahul, and have Mayank play at 3 because Mayank has played the role
Okay,
before.
It could be the other way around also, remember.
If not Gale, if they don't want to disturb that opening partnership, then why drop Neesham and continue with Maxwell? Why not drop Maxwell and continue with Neesham for a bit more? He's providing you both the options. Maxwell doesn't bowl in every game necessarily. Neesham, provides you batting, bowling both, and that also gives you another weapon in your bowling arsenal. And I don't know why they dropped Neesham. Probably because he had a spat on Twitter with Akash Chopra.
That's the last thing they'll drop him for. The last Akash Chopra literally, with all no due respect.
And
I
also,
think
Imam Bhai, Nisham did bowl well apart from that one over against Mumbai Indians.
so I think yeah, that's a point well taken. Gokul makes a point. You know what? Whenever we see Yadav, Jadeja, Dhoni, Radu, etc., in batting innings, it feels like ODI batting order except players from abroad. Good point, Goku. That's a good point which you made. Swapnil is asking, what Keshav will do CSK in IPL? Stage performance? Question mark. Well, Swapnil, I think he's been there, done that. His team has won 3 times, so he knows how to celebrate. But again, the next game for CSK is a bit tougher because they are going to play KKR, and and Hyderabad. Kings 11 Punjab will play Hyderabad. So these two games become very crucial for the tournament, guys. I know it's a bit far away; it's in the next week or in this week to come. But these two games will have a huge impact on the tournament. The reason why I say that is either KKR will win and again climb back to 2 or 3, or if CSK win and then KXIP win, it opens up the table once again. So it's going to be very interesting as we go along, guys. It will not be fair if we don't talk about Rahul's innings tonight. There's a second point which I want to discuss with you guys. He's hitting the ball so clean, he's so serene. He's making batting look so easy. Unfortunate that he's going on being on the losing side. But Sunny, do you think somewhere that Rahul uh, is not able to, be good with his captaincy? I know it might be too early to have a question mark on his captaincy, but do you think that it might hit him in his batting also if the results don't come in Punjab's favor in the coming matches?
I think, yeah, I agree with you, Imam Bhai, because if a player has been consistent throughout and he gets an added responsibility that you're going to captain the team and we are looking forward to you, that how a team performs under you, then it becomes a totally different scenario. If you play as a player, that's a different case. You are doing pretty good. But as a captain, you got to look everything, every department you have to make sure that is working properly. As a player you got to perform, as a captain you got to have that mindset that you're going to place your fields right, you're going to, who's going to bowl the next over, who's going to come up in the batting order also. And how, because he has been a very good player, and that's the reason why KXIP made him the captain. But I think a captain is as good as his team, and the team is not performing, so questions might be raised about his captaincy. But I don't think there's any any confusion regarding his captaincy. But the thing is, the players are not performing up to the mark. That has been the case for KXIP. If you look at their middle order, they're too much dependent on someone like Rahul, Mayank Agarwal, and even still sticking to Maxwell. That shows how much they are vulnerable in a way.
Keshav, your thoughts on Rahul's batting before we move to the next one?
Rahul, of course, he's very consistent. For the last 1 year, I've seen a major difference in his approach. He approach the innings, the way he starts, and the way he's taking the responsibility, uh, both in India and in KXIP. In India as a wicketkeeper batsman now, and for KXIP, as a captain as well. But I just think that he's a kind of batsman who has who should have better strike rates. I think this is something what has been stalling Warner's batting as well for some time, because being a captain, you do want to take responsibility, you do want to lead the team head and shoulders, and you want to uh, be there till the end. So I think because of that, these guys have stopped taking those kind of risks which they were probably taking when they were not captains. So I think Rahul is a kind of player whose strike rates should be in the higher 140s. That's what his international strike rate is as well. So I don't know whether it's the pitches in UAE, or whether it's the burden of captaincy, that he wants to, because he knows that the batting is not doing that well, and since he and Mayank are in form, so they sort of take their time. Similar situations for Warner and Rahul, but yes, consistency was a problem before. When he started his international career, especially if you remember first Test match, where he had a bizarre couple of innings. So I think with time he has improved, and with more work with Kumble, I think he'll get better.
Since the time he had some hot coffee, I think he has been more responsible. So that coffee was needed to make him more responsible, I guess. So Gokul again makes a point. Hey guys, whenever it's a double match weekends, you miss the 3 o'clock match talks, but continue with discussion about 7:30 match. Hey Gokul, that's not true at all because that's what my next point is. Thank you so much for guiding us to our next point. So the next thing which we want to talk about, guys, the Mumbai Indians, the mighty Mumbai Indians have been, too good for the struggling Sunrisers Hyderabad. That's the point. See, Gokul, my point was ready there. So we were, going to talk about it. So Sunny, Mumbai Indians, we know it's a fantastic team on paper with that heavy middle order, then very good bowling attack with a couple of foreign bowlers. Uh, they literally crushed Sunrisers Hyderabad today evening. Even though SRH did help them a lot by dropping catches, by fielding miserably, 94 for 2 at the end of 10 overs, fantastic platform. But again, Hyderabad is a kind of a team which can do well in the first 15 overs of batting, but last 5 overs, there are a lot of things to still left to be desired. So, your thoughts on the game where Mumbai Indians crushed Sunrisers Hyderabad today evening?
To be honest, Imam Bhai, I think we got to give credit to Mumbai Indians because they two of their most experienced bowlers bowled well in the middle, and the wicket was slower during the day. It was holding up, and also they did try to somehow get too close to 200. They got a good start, but again again the same problem. Their middle order is weak. They're too much dependent on their openers. And also, a positive thing for Mumbai Indians that Quinton de Kock has fired today. He scored brilliantly, and also I feel somehow I still feel Hyderabad missed Bhuvneshwar Kumar today because Bhuvi was not there, and two new guys coming in as Sandeep Sharma and Siddharth Kaul, and both went for runs. Yeah, especially Siddharth Kaul. So
Siddharth
I
Kaul
feel
set the stage on fire, man. He was fantastic.
no, no, I I got it. But they still need to address some of their problems. And talking about Mumbai Indians, they have actually surprised everyone in this tournament because before the start of the tournament, it was like they picked up their unit according to the pitch at Wankhede, which is very batting friendly pitch. I know Sharjah has been the batting friendly ground, but the pitches in UAE are very much slower as compared to 1KD. And the way they have adapted here in UAE shows that how good a team Mumbai Indians is and has been in the past.
Keshav, Rohit got out early, and at 6:01, I thought, there you go. That's an important wicket because Rohit is a guy who makes that base for Hardik and Pollard to come and just express themselves. But in the moment we got Rohit out today evening with a very good referral, I thought that there was a chance for Hyderabad to keep Mumbai down. But the way Siddharth Cole balled tonight, he deserved a man of the match performance because definitely he was the guy who turned the match upside down. His performance has been like too good for tonight. So, your thoughts on Mumbai's brilliance and Siddharth Cole's brilliance otherwise?
See, even with Siddharth Kaul having got smacked, I thought at 19 overs, Mumbai were, I think, 187, 188. So,
180.
yeah. So, if you look at the scores in Sharjah, 200 has been the minimum, and that was also Chennai chasing 216. So, batting first, teams have scored 216, 228, and these sort of scores. So, I thought, when they were 19 overs, 188, even with Siddharth Kaul having got smacked, I thought they did a pretty good job until then. And even after that, 208, they got 208. And at halftime, I think SRH were placed pretty well. They were, just one wicket down for 90 odd runs. So I thought they were still in the game by then. Can't really blame Siddharth Kaul on his first appearance playing in Sharjah. It's a bowler's graveyard. So it's really hard to judge somebody based on that one game. But of course, Bhuvi would have made a lot of difference. He was also, in the groove of IPL. Siddharth Kaul coming right in the frame, and the first game he's facing on the opposition. There is Pandya brothers, there's Pollard, there's all these guys. So I think Bhuvneshwar would have been thinking कि यार मैं सही time पे मेरे को injury आई है, and Siddharth must be thinking कि यार कि कहाँ फंस गए यार ये.
But you know what? I agree with your point, Keshav, that we cannot judge a person on one match. But it's not about his bowling figures. The way he was bowling, he was gifting. By Surya Kumar Yadav in the over struck him for 4 boundaries. Not a single of them was a fantastic shot. All 4 of them were gifted by Siddharth Golden. And but
It can happen, Imam. I mean, poor guy. It can happen. इतनी गर्मी में बेचारा खेल रहा है इतने टाइम के बाद, और आई थिंक उसके थोड़े बाल भी मेरे को उड़े हुए नजर आ रहे थे, तो थोड़ा टेंशन वेंशन लेता होगा थोड़ी सी. तो ठीक है, उसको थोड़ा सा लेट्स कट हिम सम स्लैक, एंड लेट्स सी अगर बोवी इज नॉट फिट इन द नेक्स्ट गेम, लेट्स सी कि अगर वो ही कम्स गुड ऑन द बिगर ग्राउंड्स.
if SRH play him again, I will not watch the match after the toss because I will get to know whether he's playing or not. There is a good option in the Basel company still available, so I definitely want to play. I'm sure he will not be as bad as Siddharth. He cannot be worst also because I think Siddharth was conceded around 65 runs.
64 or 4 overs.
There you go. One quick point, again, it will be something unfair.
Imam, look, Rabada went for 50 odd, 53, 55 yesterday on the same ground. So if Rabada can go for that, to Siddharth Kaul to 64, yaar, theek hai na?
If Rabada gets to know that we spoke about him and Siddharth Kaul in the same day, he's going to file a lawsuit against us. So let's not even go there. So, one performance, in terms of...
That's okay, Rabada को शायद पता भी नहीं होगा सिद्धार्थ कौल कौन है.
All right, sir. So Natarajan, 4 overs, conceded 29 runs. Then you had a Rashid Khan, as always, extremely dependable, 4 overs for 23 runs. So these two guys bowling gave away 51 runs in 8 overs. That means, the remaining 12 overs went for somewhere around 160 plus. That's a bad sign, guys. That's something really bad for SRH fans, for me, and for the team management. They have to get this rectified, and they have to get Williamson problems also rectified.
And also, out of 48 balls, they both bowled 22 dot balls.
Fantastic performance.
But Imam, Sharjah based on Sharjah's game, don't be that hard on SRH bowlers, because before this they have been doing well now. After they found the right combination, and the last couple of games, their bowling did pretty well, especially after they have found Natarajan to bowl in the death overs, and as you said, Rashid has been ever dependable. So यहाँ पे तो सबको कुट लग रही है ना. यहाँ पे तो कोई मतलब ये ग्रेवयार्ड है. हर टीम ने 200 कंसीड किए, तो यहाँ पे क्या इतना जज करना.
And I feel Imam bhai कि
because Keshav said माफ किया सिद्धार्थ. All right, Sunny, go ahead.
I was I just wanted to say कि Manish Pandey needs to take in some responsibility, because he has got starts in the previous games also, but the thing is he's not converting them into big. So he needs to do that in order to make sure that SRH do well in the middle overs also.
Fantastic point. And you know what, guys? When he hit that ball on which he got out, I thought there's a boundary, because I felt that the mid-off was inside. I did not know that there was long off. I thought that the way he played the shot, and an experienced player like him, where you were needing around 10, 11 runs per over, you needed somebody to be with Warner, and that's the shot you play and give a lollipop of a catch to Pollard. I was shocked, but as I completely agree with you, Sunny. He has been making a lot of starts, 30s, the kitty party 30s, बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा है, but again he has to strengthen that to a 50 or a 60 score if he wants to get his team a victory. So I think that's going to be really, really important. Okay, quickly moving on to the next thing which we want to talk about, guys. Bumrah and Peacock back in action, back good, doing what they are best at. Bumrah bowling those fantastic Yorkers and Peacock playing that fantastic knock. So do you think a lot of questions have been answered or the tick box have been ticked for Mumbai Indians, Keshav?
I think they were already in the right on the right side of a lot of things because we have seen some of the teams have still not found the right combination, but Mumbai was one of those teams जिनको ऑक्शन से पहले भी पता था कि उनका एक कोर ग्रुप क्या है, उनका पॉसिबल 11 क्या है, उनको ऑक्शन टेबल पे भी इनफैक्ट पता था. आई थिंक ऑक्शन टेबल पे दे ओनली बॉट सम sort of backups. So I think for the last couple of years, their 11 has been sorted, and all they needed was today for a couple of out of form players to get back to form, and De Kock did exactly that. And what better ground than Sharjah to regain your form if you're a batsman, and what worse ground than Sharjah if you want to lose your form as a bowler. So I think today was a day of openers. Quinton from Mumbai, Warner from SRH, CSK openers, Rahul, everyone getting runs. So मुंबई यस आई थिंक अभी वो थोड़ा अपने ग्रूव में आ गए हैं. वो बोलते हैं ना कि थोड़ा आराम आराम से शुरू करते हैं, then they start peaking. So I think that peak is gonna come pretty soon now.
Sunny, before we move to the next point, Delhi Capitals and Mumbai Indians look to be the best teams of the tournament so far. I know we are just 4 or 5 matches down, but if you see the 4 or 5 games, they look to be the most complete sides. And if you talk about this moment to pick a finalist, the final, not the four, but the teams which are going to play the final, it's very evidently looking like a Delhi Mumbai, final. Your thoughts on that?
Well, it would be well. I personally, thought at the start of the tournament that Delhi would be playing final against CSK, but the case has been Mumbai has been consistent. But I'm also looking forward to how CSK performs in the next matches, because today I think they've got what they needed. They got that firepower. They got that fuel added to their squad. They got to know what Watson is capable, as we all know that he's capable of. But they got that extra bit of added fuel which they needed to regain that momentum. So I think looking forward, I might see Mumbai struggling towards the end, and I would say CSK, making somehow making into the top four
Why do
somehow.
you say no, no? Why do you say that? Why do you think Mumbai will struggle?
Because De Kock hasn't been that much consistent in those 4 games. Today he did well, and I don't think De Kock will perform that much consistently for them. And also Rohit did play really well in the last games, but the thing is that somehow I know they are very much balanced, but the problem has been that somehow they tend to lose the match which they actually should have won.
So you're saying that they might do that. You're hoping. It's
But
not
I'm
based
not.
on. Okay. Okay. No,
I,
no, no.
I,
I get it.
I don't
Location.
understand one thing. I don't
What he's
understand
trying
one
to say,
thing.
I'll tell you. He's saying in the past, Mumbai had the tendency of doing badly after making a good start. So I think that's where he's coming from. So he's hoping
No, but
against hope. But I think the
I
kind of
I
form
I I I
over there
I
they will.
still didn't get one point. He said that CSK might now go on the rise and make it to the playoffs because he said they have got the added fuel. Watson showed what he's capable of. Watson today played his first big knock after 4 failures. And then on the other hand, he says Quinton de Kock, who also had 4 failures, वो भी आज ही चला है. And for them, he's saying कि they will go down. ये मुझे थोड़ा सा लॉजिक नहीं समझ आया.
You know what? Don't go by logic. But whatever Sunny says, वो बाद में जाके होता है. Okay. So,
वो
so
बाद
he's
में ग्रुप पे वो बाद में रात को जो 3-4 बजे हमको करेक्ट करेगा. वो शिट मैंने ये बोलना था, मैंने गलती से मैं नींद में था.
So, guys, that's what happens in a cricket group. Okay, not just the points which we discussed here tonight. There's so many things we talked about. All right, done. So, 2 matches today. A quick recap for you. The first game, Mumbai Indians beat SRH comfortably by 34 runs, and then in the second game, it was a one-sided victory for CSK, where CSK beat Kings 11 Punjab by 10 wickets and registered the second win. but their next game is going to be a very tough one against KKR, and so one for Hyderabad also. Okay, that's later in the week. What's coming up tomorrow is what we're going to talk. Before that, I'll tell you something. Fantasy, हमारी teams की आज, you know why Williamson did not perform tonight? Because he was the vice captain of Keshav's fantasy team, and poor fellow, who is such a consistent player, failed. So I requested him before we went live tonight that next time when he picks any Hyderabad players, do not make them a captain or a vice captain. खेलने दो भाई, उनको पहले लिमिटेड स्कोप है बच्चों का, वो लोग
लेकिन
वन
देखो
टू वन खेल सकते हैं।
इमाम, मैंने रोहित को तो कैप्टन बनाया था, वो फायदा कर गया आपकी टीम को। देखो वो नहीं चला ना, कितना बड़ा फायदा हुआ आपको।
वाह, और विलियमसन नहीं चला, वो बहुत बड़ा नुकसान हुआ मेरे भाई। दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम। रोहित नहीं चला तो उनके पास 10 और खिलाड़ी।
रोहित नहीं, रोहित चलता तो वो ज्यादा बड़ा नुकसान होता। मैं बता रहा हूँ, शारजा के ग्राउंड पे रोहित ने तो फिर मचा
शारजा
देनी
में
थी
तो
आज।
रोहित
लेकिन
चलो ठीक है।
दूसरे मैच में क्या हुआ? दूसरे मैच में मैंने धोनी को कैप्टन बनाया, बैटिंग ही नहीं आई भाई साहब की आज।
Yeah, that's one point that Sunil Gavaskar made on air. He said that, Stephen Fleming was talking to the commentators
Yeah.
and he said, "What, Stephen? One thing which you can definitely not expect tonight is the discussion on MS Dhoni's batting position." So that was really funny. And the other one which he said, where Anjum Chopra was asking Stephen Fleming, "How did you see the youngsters performing?" And Stephen Fleming said, "Youngsters in our team." She was referring to Sam.
It's good to see that, even after those 4 losses, that sense of humor was still intact within the team.
But trust me, Keshav, it was not in the first half when, Mayank and Rahul were hitting the boundaries. For the first time, I saw Stephen Fleming reacting. He was like, "What the hell is happening?" Like, when I was like, "Okay, Stephen Fleming is showing his emotions. He's one of those guys who doesn't generally." So, it was a big surprise. But yeah. So, guys, as you see the discussion which about the fantasy team, none of us are going to win those 42 lakh worth prizes because we always mug up or we do something bad. And Keshav already always selects a bad captain who has a bad day at the office. You don't do that mistake. Go on to fantasy.circleofcricketpage.com. Make a team, challenge each other, win a lot of cash prizes. We can do that on a daily basis. All right. Tomorrow, after 2 back-to-back matches, 4 matches, it was like, thankfully, those games tonight were not that close. So we got that, our breath. We were holding our breath. It's not that game or pareshani thi. But tomorrow's game is going to be a very tough game because it's going to be Delhi Capitals taking on the Royal Challengers of Bangalore. So, before we take the comments of the experts, the fan experts, you quickly look at the points table. I'll show you why this game is important, guys. So tomorrow, Delhi Capitals play RCB, and if you see on the points table, Delhi Capitals are at number 2 and RCB is at number 3. If RCB can beat DC tomorrow, they go up to the top of the table, which is going to be prove हो जाएगा that we are in year 2020. We are in the year 2020, and then if DC wins, then it again. It will be the Raj of Delhi Capitals at the top of the table. So thank you, team, for that points table. So let me come to you, Keshav, because I know what Sunny will pick. Your thoughts on tomorrow's game and pick a winner for us.
So where's the game?
Dubai.
Let me pick a left field choice and go with RCB for tomorrow's game because I think now Kohli is also back in form, and their top 4 is I think one of the best top 4s in the tournament. So if they come good on any ground, not just Sharjah, if they come good on any ground, now they've also got a pretty decent bowling lineup to defend. So I'll go with the RCB.
Sunny.
Well, looking tomorrow's game because see, Imam bhai, both the captains have come into that their form back, and I think Shreyas Iyer has done well against RCB in the past also. So I'm actually looking forward to how it's going to be a battle between Rabada and De Villiers. How Rabada bowls to ABD and how he plays him. So looking forward to that, and also I feel Delhi have an upper hand over RCB. So I'm picking Delhi.
Okay, fair enough. Both of you make valid points.
According according to Sunny, Delhi has an upper hand over every other team ना, वो तो फिर given है, उसमें क्या बोलना ही क्या है वो.
But it was similarly for CSK as a upper hand for every other team.
No, I don't think that. नहीं. I don't want to think that. I want to be a realist this year. Not an idealist.
All the 4 times you picked CSK when I asked you in the CSK game, Keshav.
Yeah, but that's अरे वो support के लिए, वो दिल से निकलता है ना. लेकिन मुझे पता है कि हम कितने पानी
My
में.
team has been doing well.
ये तो दूल्हे राजा मूवी के ऐसा हो गया, तो वो कादर खान पूछता है, एक बात बता, तू मेरी तरफ है उसकी तरफ, मैं तो आप ही की तरफ हूँ बोलता हूँ, तो ये क्या उंगली किसकी तरफ है? Alright, so
मैं हूँ चेन्नई की तरफ, लेकिन मुझे पता है कि it's not the best team in this tournament for the first time. So that's the reality which I have accepted. But still देखो, अभी आज दोनों मेरे prediction ठीक हुए हैं. तो चलो फैंटेसी में मेरे को अच्छे से मुंह की खानी पड़ रही है, बट मेरी प्रेडिक्शन ठीक जा रही है.
Absolutely. Me and Sunny were Sunny was 0-0. I was 50% because I predicted CSK and picked SRH.
We should have kept a count. It would have become interesting. हमारा भी एक स्कोर कार्ड रखते.
Leave that at the back end, Keshav. We're going to present it once I am ahead, okay? All right. So thank you so much on that note. Circle of Cricket Fans Hangout. I hope that you guys love watching it. Abdul.
And who are you picking, Imam?
I am
Your
going
pick
to
for tomorrow.
I'm going to pick Delhi Capitals just because not just tomorrow's game. I have a very strong feeling that they are going to win the tournament also. I've said this before. I'm saying this again. They have a very good team, a very good balanced side. And it will take a lot of effort to beat this team. RCB though, I think whatever couple of games they had to win, they did. I think there will be a couple of losses on the way now because you know how RCB plays. Yes, Keshav, quickly before we
just before we end today's hangout, I just want to tell all the people who are watching, I have released my own IPL anthem today. It's a fan version. It's a fan anthem. Just like how we do the fan hangout, it's a fan anthem. हमारा एक टेक है IPL के ऊपर कि ये क्या है IPL हमारे लिए, क्या मायने रखता है. तो मैंने आज रिलीज किया मेरे YouTube चैनल पे. So if you guys can go to my page, मेरे Facebook पेज पे भी मैंने शेयर किया. So I hope that whomsoever listens to it, they'll enjoy the song.
I think everyone should return to it. Everyone should listen to it because it's amazing.
All I can say is that we have heard it and it is fantastic. As usual, as your work is also. Thank you. So thank you so much for sharing that. We love it, guys. You also go on and like that page and go ahead and watch that anthem. All right. Abhi Pakka. We are going to end this. Thank you so much, Sunny. Thank you so much, Keshav. Circle of Cricket Fans Hangout will be back with episode number 17 tomorrow night. Or not tomorrow, just later tonight because we're already past 12. Thank you so much. Take care, sleep well, and we'll catch up tomorrow.